I was actually talking to my boy, Logical Dota, the young genius himself, about that one. He didn't mind it. Shout out
It's like
to
I don't think
Logical Dota.
it's kind of a slow first item, right? Because it's 4,200 gold, so it does take a little bit to get there. The good thing is the components are all relatively cheap, so you do just get those value stats. But once he has it, Spectre is quite strong in like these like little skirmishes.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds.
All right, we got Venomancer now.
They buffed the
Hard.
Ags on Spectre recently too, didn't they?
5 seconds remain.
Yeah, I think they added the component that throws out a.
Turn to ban.
It throws out a free dagger now, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like they buffed it. Reworked Ag Shard. Ag Scepter. I don't know. Reduced. Okay, so it was in 7.29. They reduced the cooldown on it, is what it was.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's the Aghanim's shard. They end up reworking the dagger. The spectral dagger is now dispellable. I'm not sure how that works. Because it just follows you, doesn't it? Does it just like stop following you when you dispel it?
So, I
5 seconds.
I don't know actually. That's like a really weird thing because it's one of those abilities that's like almost not disjointable. So yeah. I think it just dispels the debuff, so you stop leaving the trail.
Yeah, but if the okay, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense.
Because I don't think you can disjoint the dagger.
No, you can't.
So I think once it hits you, you have to dispel it so it stops leaving the trail and slowing you.
Yeah, and it lingers on the ground as well, so you need to get off of the trail in order. Does it mean it's dispellable for some of it, or what? They kind of worded that weird.
So the Ag still does send a spectral dagger. When you shadow step to a target, you do get the dagger on the Ags, but you now also get it on the shard as well. That was the change.
I was looking at Tsunami do some testing for it, and the dagger actually, I only caught like part of it, but the dagger's thrown out in the direction the damage comes from. It doesn't shoot out to the hero, so it's like very easy to dodge the dagger as well.
That's from the shard though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shadow step, you just teleport to the hero and it daggers him immediately, and it was like a 30-second cooldown, which is like a pretty neat one. Like I said, I think in certain drafts it's pretty good. I think Envy might have been experimenting with it that game. Obviously, it was one of the better games to pick it up, but we've got the final phase of picks and bans. We've been talking about the Spectre the whole time, and Io, the last pick. This blows my mind that this Io made it to the last phase. I don't know how this is possible. They ban out the Abaddon, they get rid of the Oracle, all heroes that are your save mechanics, but they leave, in my opinion, the best healing hero of the patch. I mean, this is last patch's Wyvern in a nutshell.
Objection. They banned out, or they got rid of the Abaddon and the Oracle because they're playing a Venomancer lineup here. The Io, unfortunately, doesn't have that dispel for his allies.
Yeah, I see that. They're also against like Silencer too, which you know, having a dispel is nice if they can pre-cast the what is it, Fortune's End? Yeah, dude, Oracle's spell names are terrible. I don't understand. They're completely non-descriptive and don't make any idea of like what they are.
Fortune's End, Fate Edict, Purifying Flames,
False Promise. Yeah. I know what they all are. It's just like one of those things where it's like I have to like turn every cogwheel in my brain simultaneously to remember what they are.
4 cogs.
4 cogwheels, all of them. Yeah. Thanks, neph. Yeah.
Clocking here.
Yeah.
Continue.
We got a last pick for Infamous here. It's gotta be offlane Venomancer. So my guess is we're looking at the mid lane here, right? They get rid of the Barret, they get rid of the Kunkka. You're into a Lina. You could opt for like a Storm Spirit here. It's not great into the Lina lane, but it does give you catch onto the Io. And it's not bad against a Spectre. The only thing you have to worry about is just like the Nyx Assassin and the Roar, but a Linken's this game would be ideal. I don't even think you need it. You can just go Kai Sange.
Tiny mid, right? No, it's
it's Invoker. Mid. Yeah, I don't think they can run tiny mid into the Lina. If you get LSA'd, you're just gonna get wrecked. She'll just go like Light Strike Array into her passive level 1/2 and just deals so much damage. So it's gonna be alone on the Invoker, Michael on the Tiny. Great Tiny player as well. I'm excited, man. This is going to be a great game. Moo on the Beastmaster. Last time we saw this was when he went the Axes build, so this is going to be fun. But Lumire's Gyro is very scary. We've seen him pop off on this hero over and over and over, so we'll see. What do you think draft-wise? Which team you leaning towards?
I'm a big fan of the Venomancer lately. I feel like that
Okay.
hero is incredibly strong. I'm not sure they have a proper solution to Moo.
Yeah.
They can get on top of Gunner with Tiny. They can get people on top of him alone. I think he's going to be pumping a lot of damage as well. Same with Lumiere. I don't know. I like Venomancer a lot, but I also think Force is going to win this game. You know what? I'm going with my SA boys. Let's go Infamous.
Okay. I am hard sticking on 4 Zoomers here. I think Gunner's Lina is still just incredibly strong. I do worry a little bit about the Venomancer, but I think they have too many answers to like Elone's Invoker despite having a last pick here. You have the Nyx Assassin, which is quite good. And then Envy. I mean, there's no way he goes the Ags build this game, right? Copium. But if he's able to tank up, I think they'll have the answers to be able to find these like other cores just kind of ignoring the gyrocopter in the beginning of these fights.
I don't know. They might go for that Egg Scepter build this game. It would really mess with Alone, I gotta say.
It'd mess with
You can get on top
Alone
of-
and the Silencer and stuff too, because if he ever throws like a curse on the Silencer, you're just gonna have a bad time.
We'll see how this game goes. They got big Ginyu Force vibes going on there during the drafting phase. You see that? It's like small, medium, tall, medium. I'm going crazy.
I honestly can't say I've heard the term Ginyu Force in a very long time.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like what? I watched DBZ when I was in like middle school and high school, man.
Did you see the Beast Coast loading screen?
Yeah, I did. It was.
It's a Ginyu
I know it was
Force
Ginyu Force. It was awesome, but
I can't believe you don't respect the Ginyu Force.
what do you? I love the Ginyu Force. I'm just saying I haven't heard it in a long time. It's been a minute, dude. That's some boomer stuff right there.
Fair enough. I'm waiting for their big comeback.
All these kids nowadays growing up not knowing the Ginyu Force.
And what they did for us.
30 seconds.
You feel bad for it mostly, right?
The only force I respect is the Ginyu Force. All right, this is bound to be a good game, though. Venomancer is like easy mode, but I feel like he's incredibly strong at the moment. The build a lot of people go is like 2-2-2, and then they start maxing out the Poison Sting and the Flag Wards, or it usually depends on whatever the lane is.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just go 1 point to the queue, though.
I've seen some people max the Gale before, like I specifically going like 3 points in it. I guess that's not technically maxing it, but Gale does an insane amount of damage, especially if there's no Dispel, which this game there isn't. So we might see Sacred play a more aggressive lane here, going for a 3rd point in the Gale and then going back for like Poison Sting Plague Wards to farm, especially when you have a Tiny who can play aggressive in the lane. But they've actually brought Husky down here. They're going to bring Io into the offlane here with the Beastmaster. So this actually isn't the lane setup I expected.
No, not what I was thinking here either. I mean, you have a lot of regen. You're able to sustain against, some pretty heavy harass from the Silencer and the Gyrocopter here. Assuming that he does go, flat can and try to zone you out of the lane. He's probably going to go with the stats build. We see that one so often these days. All right, what else we got going on the map? Mid lane, you talked about the fact that Tiny became a non-option once they picked up the Lina here. You see Gunner plays a lot of this thing. He feels like it's incredibly strong at the moment. I think Lina's weak in a lot of matchups. If you have heroes that are fairly good at jumping on her, but against the Invoker, you've got higher base damage, able to zone.
Oh, that was nice by Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Lina is stationary, right? As far as these mid laners go, she kind of just relies on Light Strike Array in order to not get ganked. But for the most part, she does a lot of damage. So if you fail those ganks, a lot of times she can turn them around or even find a kill of their own. Top lane Z-Freak's gonna go down here. That's gonna be first blood going the way of Lumiere on the Gyrocopter. And we're right, Moo. He's gone the axes.
But getting onto that Ion, punishing him at the start. I mean, the Axis build makes a little bit more sense when you're playing against Gyro Silencer. You've got that AoE Arcane Curse, which is going to do damage to the board and slow it down. You're going to be hitting it several times with the flat cannon. I think your boars just die. Every time you like summon your boar, he just drops the flat cannon onto you. This makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if he's going to go the Overlord build, and he's got a Helm of Iron Will queued up. So, I mean, I would guess that's going to be building into that Helm of the Dominator. But first blood for the Gyrocopter. I mean, we talked about it in draft. Lumiere is very good on this hero, and Gyrocopter is seeming to be one of the best carries of the patch by far. So, fantastic start here for the side of Infamous.
Yep. Definitely going to help accelerate things. If you can get quick power treads, he could even leave the lane for a little bit to the silencer so he can get a faster level 6 while he clears up the jungle. Speaking of, you know, Gyrocopter, one of those heroes that does enjoy farming stacks. So if he could make some little stackies, like we talked about yesterday, outside his own jungle. Yeah. Explain stacky theory to everybody, if you would please.
Yeah. So much like all of us, you know, big fans of video games, we like our snacks, right? Snackies specifically, and the Dota equivalents of that are stackies. So you just kill lots of creeps, you get lots of money, you feel good. What more can you ask for?
Feel good until you take a stacky too large and you get a tummy ache.
Yeah, and then you get a tummy ache. And in this game, that's you die to neutrals, and you have to spend a while thinking about the decisions you've made.
I'm a grown adult, and nobody can stop me from taking my stackies. I wish somebody would. Gunnar getting punished here. Tries to drop as much mana as he can on alone, and then stains his ground, sitting on top of. Look at this Chad move. You see that?
Oh yeah, dude. And he's gonna get 3 denies off of this probably. Yeah. That's huge. Because he was kind of struggling a little bit in CS, but he just ties it up basically off that play. And not only does he like get a favorable trade, he's got 2 clarity still that it's already been ferried out. He's got the 3-minute bounty rune waiting for him. And yeah, he's just going to be able to retreat into his triangle after this.
Yeah. Alone, this harass isn't really going to stick. It's a little bit easier to harass the Invoker than it used to be, given how they changed Quas around.
Yeah.
But that was such a smart, that was such a Chad play there by Gunnar. Oh, bottom.
Okay.
Losing Husky.
This is why I was a little bit confused on the Nyx pit in this lane, because it doesn't feel like it can really contest against tiny Venomancer, but here we are.
Yeah. I think he sapped a little bit too much XP in the lane on the Tiny, but at the very least now, he's got 2 points of Avalanche and 1 in Toss. He can do some pretty heavy damage with this.
He's looking for Gunnar mid, smoked up here, wants to make this rotation, and if he's able to get a good tornado, they can find the kill, but Gunnar, I don't think is going to let it happen. He just wants to clean up mid lane with some spells and go back to the jungle. He's going for the... Yeah, nice deep ward there into the Radiant jungle. Well played.
Gonna move back to this one, but this gives Sacred a chance to sit by himself here on the bottom lane, which Venomancer likes doing. He did end up going this 2-2-0 build so far. He'll probably start maxing out the wards pretty quickly here. Envy's not going to want to deal with that and probably get zoned out of lane. Husky might just drop.
He's got an Impale, which he's just not going to even use. He was trying to go for a deny. Okay, and now the rotation from Michael. You don't have the damage from Sacred, though, so I don't think they have kill threat here onto the Spectre, but they do just want to toss him back, go for the Avalanche, potentially? No, just...
He was waiting for that dagger to come out. Now he's got Gale. He's wanted an extra point in that magic wand there.
Yeah.
He could go for it. No, never mind. It creeps into the tower. It would be too risky.
Michael being a real nuisance so far.
Let's just Avatoss him. I'm going to be real with you here.
He only has 1 wand charge, but the 2 points of dispersion might be enough to keep him alive, so...
It'll keep him alive, but it'll make life for Envy kind of miserable.
Actually, just TP's base.
I don't want to deal with Michael anymore. I'm going home.
Mom.
Michael's bullying me out of lane again.
Alright, Husky's gonna get a D ward there. But yeah, Envy's just walking top. He just knows he can't contest the Venomancer anymore, and this is, like we said, like that's the pressure of the Gale in this lane. Like, you can't actually do anything against this hero, and I feel really strong now.
Yeah. And now Sacred's going to start putting points into the ward here. Even though you do a lot of damage, you do even more with the extra points of Poison Sting. Now you can apply some lane pressure, shove in the lane.
Top lane rotation in from Alone. The Tornado EMP catches the Beastmaster, and Envy just looking from the sidelines as Moo's going to go down to Lumiere once again.
Now Boar is just useless here. He started having it run away as he was getting ganked there, but it, ends up dropping that flat can just like we talked about.
He does have the Helm Dom completed. In the jungle here is Z-Freak and Gunner gonna get scouted as they were cleaning up some stacks. Might get punished for this. Z-Freak does have a tether, but that toss getting ready to cancel it. He's just gonna lead him away. Z-Freak's giving him the good old space maid treatment.
Mm-hmm. He tosses him into the tier 3 tower.
Yeah, what can you do?
Gives another chance to look elsewhere. Husky working on his level 6, taking advantage of the fact that Lina was pretty far from home, so cleaning up the mid wave there. And the bottom lane Sacred now trying to put some pressure on this tower. Went 2-2-2 like we talked about. I'm not sure if you max out Poison Sting or Plague Ward at this point. I think it depends on the situation.
They are coming for a rotation here, and Invoker will get scouted by the Boars. So smart play by by Moo. Sorry, big Brax fan.
Yeah. He's got Brax on the mind all the time. I don't blame you.
But 0 to 5 having a great start here from Infamous. Top of the net worth is gonna be that gyrocopter. And this is gonna just continue getting more and more difficult here for the side of the Zoomers. Like Envy on this Spectre does not have the farming capability as the Gyro is. He's almost half his net worth already, just 8 minutes into the game.
I mean, that's the effect of playing against the Venomancer in the lane. You're getting zoned out. You're being forced to spend money on salves. You sit pretty far back away from the creep wave, and yeah, only going to get harder from here. I'm surprised they don't move somebody up to try and contest the Spectre's farm. They're kind of letting Envy do his thing for now, and a very good idea. And by the way, he's going first item eggs again.
Well, we'll see how that pays off for him. Bottom lane, Tiny caught by a roar. Moo, however, caught by the Gale, and he is hobbling away. Rotation in from Excel here on this Silencer. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the gap closed. Invoker might be able to do it, though. Yeah, he is not going anywhere. Tornado, there's going to be the EMP, the Cold Snap on the mark, and Beastmaster will go down. Excel might die. Envy just haunts in and executes him, and now Sacred really slow. Nice impale. They come in. They're going to turn around. This is a huge kill going their way. Double kill for Envy on the Spectre. The stimmy that he needs.
Yeah, and now he's back up. I mean, he was sitting almost half the net worth of Gyrocopter. Now he's like 1,200 behind. It's not quite as bad.
They might have found Husky here.
Yeah, he's going to die.
He's died to the creeps. Oh, almost close, but well played once again from Infamous.
Just about got to die off with the creeps there, but overall ends up being a decent fight for Zoomers. They find the kills for Eternal Envy. They get a lot of XP there, despite the fact that Infamous end up losing a couple. Despite the fact that they ended up catching that Nick assassin on the way out at the end there.
Cleaning up some ancient creeps here for the side of the Zoomers. I mean, you just don't do it nearly as fast as the Gyro, and stacks being made once again here by the Silencer. Don't know if he got that, but we'll see.
He did. Oh, you're correct. He did not. He only got the hard one.
Yeah, he pulled that, I think, 1 second too early.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Things slow down a little bit for now. Everyone on the side of Forza Football. Not everyone, just Gunner sitting on no mana, so he's gonna have to get back to base before they can potentially look for any ganks anywhere. And they're gonna take advantage of this fact that they're not really putting any map pressure on for Zoomers at the moment by grabbing this bottom tower. Fortify it by them a little bit of time, but it's not gonna save it.
Yeah. The thing that's really sad for Envy here is Gyrocopter is gonna have this Axe at the exact same time he does, but he also has a Dragon Lance.
In fact, I think he's going to have his Aghanim Scepter quicker with the right things are going at. He's just farming faster than him. That 1,200 net worth gap that we talked about since I last mentioned has become 2,000 net worth gap. And now he's cleaning up this ancient stack, which Spectre is not capable of doing.
And he bootstraps right there as he stacks the Ancients once again.
Lumiere God. They got the top tower inside of Zoomers.
Top tower is under attack.
Actually looking for the tier 2 now. They're shoving this in, taking advantage of the catapult. Z-Frig overcharging this thing.
I think they have to, because right now they know that this Gyro just wants to farm up to this Aghanim Scepter, and if you're not really applying pressure with this Beastmaster, you're really going to be struggling. Husky here on the Nyx is going to be able to pop the smoke, pops that Vendetta right away, so this rotation from Infamous isn't going to connect. So, I mean, that's not bad. They got some damage out onto the T2 for sure, but still, if you're Lumiere here, you're having a great time. You've almost got the Ags done, just a couple hundred gold away. And Wayne Gunner is going to be the one that pays for this, though, as a 4-man rotation finds him under the tower.
Now he's behind where he wants to be as well. He's got to make space for Eternal Envy. All he's got right now is Boots of Travel, and he's a long way off the BKB that he's working on. Depending on this Gyrocopter's timings, they could just like start playing super aggressive at this point, knowing the Lina doesn't have any items, and look to like close out all of the outer towers. I think they could at the very least get to all the tier 2s before Lina finishes BKB if the right things are going. I think they should.
Smart move by Envy here. He actually dragged the mid wave with a haste rune, so they don't have anything here but the plague wards to do the damage to the tower or tank this.
Actually, Gunner outranges them, so they're cleaning these up. All right, fair enough. This is working. I thought the plague wards would be enough, but with Lina here as well, this is the 200 IQ play.
That was sick. Yeah, I also got the Spooky Ghost, getting ready for Halloween season. I know I am. But piercing damage and the slow, quite a good creep.
Yeah. These things will just clear out ancient. I guess it's dead.
And it's dead.
I was gonna say these things will just clear out ancient camps if you can just like kite around the ancient stack.
Yeah, they're just trying to waste as much time here off of Infamous, right? Like they know they're gonna lose this tower. They have no way to actually defend this.
Yeah,
he actually tosses out the bird. Interesting interaction. So it flies back to where it was told to go. Interesting. I've actually never seen that. So if you like force move one of the hawks, it'll keep flying back to where it was originally.
Oh, interesting. So I guess it just like it starts like spamming the location it's supposed to go to for the entire duration.
Yeah, it probably just has like, yeah, auto repeat or something on the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Or a patrol command, for those of you who remember patrol.
Ooh. That still exists, by the way.
I know.
I think there's a setting. Isn't there a setting for it?
I don't know. I used to be literally, I mean, all I remember is it was on P in Warcraft 3, and I used it all the time. It was actually a really good, it was a really useful ability. Or, not ability, rather, but command. Smoke up here from Infamous, heading into the triangle. Husky once again gonna pop the smoke. Very happy to find that. Finds Michael, gets the stun. Moo here as well. Global Silence comes out right away. Tornado will catch the backside. Looks like Husky's gonna be the first to go down, but Moo, he doesn't get the roar off. He does now with that wand, trying to take down the Venomancer. Do they have the damage? Sacred gonna be kept alive, but a pause from Gyro.
Oh.
Apparently some lag coming through here. And that is a big oof.
That is some pretty unfortunate timing. Gyrocopter hasn't managed to drop his call down yet either. I imagine they're just going to back off immediately on 4 Zoomers after this one.
Envy could go for a haunt here and try and snipe Michael. Like, that's like really his only option. But Beastmaster is certainly dead. You have nothing really left in the tank here for the Lina, and she's got a missile heading right to her, right? So this looks really scary for the side of 4 Zoomers, but we're back into the game. He's just going to try and TP out before the missile connects, and he will make it. Envy gonna leave as well.
Is he going to haunt?
No way. I mean, he could. No, they actually have no mana on these heroes.
He's got no mana on Envy.
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, never mind then.
I thought he was going to TP back to base, haunt in, and then throw a dagger, and then jump back to his haunt inside the base. I thought it was going to be like the massive brain Envy play.
Nope, he wants to farm the Ags. So he is going to have it in just about 60 gold here, but I mean, very slow compared to the Gyro, who completed it before that last fight. On his way to a Chrysalis and a Satanic.
I mean, the Chrysalis, we talked about this one before. I explained this one to you. It's like, well, I'm sure you already knew it, but it's like the highest damage per gold item inside the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
You get the bonus damage, you get the critical chance. In fact, it's a little bit surprising you end up going the Aghanim Scepter before the Chrysalis, and with the Dragonlance as well. You get a lot more damage, you farm a lot faster if you have the Chrysalis and you're clearing out stacks and shoving in creep waves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've seen most people just go the Chrysalis into Ags, right?
Yeah. One of the issues with that is there's only so much farm on the map. So if you're clearing out camps faster, and you have two other cores that you want to farm as well, like in this case, the Venomancer and the Invoker, it doesn't matter how fast you clear out the camps because then you're doing nothing the rest of the time.
So this is why we see the Dragonlance instead, so that he can actually be a little bit more useful in fights.
Tower is under attack.
That makes sense.
Courier has been killed.
Comes down to like, what's the point of being more efficient if it's not actually more efficient?
Look to their top tower.
Sigurd here with the Spirit Vessel into the Force Staff. Just finishes that one up after the fight. Now queuing up a Lotus Orb. I mean, this is a sick build. I mean, Invoker is really farmed as well. He's got the Witchblade after the Midas, going for the BKB next. It's a 5k gold advantage already for the side of Infamous, and it's just going to keep getting worse. Like, Envy now has this Shadow Step available here, but
they need BKB on Lina before they're able to take the fight. And that's what they're waiting for right now. They're trying to shove in the lanes and like stall the mid lane like you saw them do earlier. Envy ended up cutting that creep wave and took them a lot longer to take that tower with just the Venomancer, Wards, and Gunner clicking them down. They get the BKB completed on Gunner. Suddenly you don't have enough damage to burst him down on the back line. He does a very good job of cooking down the Venomancer and Silencer, the Tiny. Yeah, I imagine he's going to go straight damage after this BKB is completed. Like, just Boots of Travel by itself is pretty underwhelming. In fact, Gunner is sitting at 0, 1, and 0, which is pretty unusual for him, given he's such an active player in the mid lane.
yeah, usually when he plays the Lina, though, he goes a little bit greedier. He farms up these Boots of Travel into the BKB. And once he has that, he just starts kind of running at heroes. But his farm is a lot slower than what we normally see.
Part of this is just being forced out of lane. The nature of playing with Envy wants to go for his item Aghanim Scepter as well. He doesn't get to be active until he gets this.
They're looking for Moo here. And a pause as Silencer disconnects. This is, again, really awkward if you're a Moo here. They actually haven't seen either of them.
Yeah. They know he's up here. They just need to figure out where exactly he is up here.
Yeah, with Tornado and Cold Snap available, I mean, the best you can do is try and body block the Invoker and the Gyro from making it into the trees, but that's going to be very, very difficult to do. Envy, I mean, the one thing that's really interesting I didn't know about the Shadow Step is it is actually based off the current level of Haunt. I mean, it makes sense considering it's literally cast a single target Haunt, but I think that might be one of like the few abilities that's like that, that's dependent on the other one.
Nope. They changed a couple. Snapfire's like that now as well.
Which one? The Ags?
Yep. They're both eggs.
Yeah. Oh. There it is, the Tornado into the call down Moo. Yeah, he's just gonna accept his fate on that one.
Yeah, doesn't even bother dropping the roar. Not worth a 90-second cooldown there. A tip comes out onto him as well, alone. Cheeky little guy.
He's feeling himself. I mean, he's owning this game so far.
Yeah.
Gunner does have the BKB being delivered. I mean, you could maybe try and make a fight with this and this DD rune, but without your Beastmaster for 15 seconds, you're just going to lose this top tier 1 tower.
Top tower is no more. Dire should look to their bottom tower.
All right. Another shawl picked up on the Venomancer here.
Robo for both teams.
Oh, even better. All right. Lina's going to be happy about this one.
Yeah.
Gunner is on... Satanic queued up on Gunner?
Yeah, I've seen him do this a few times, actually.
All right, explain. I'm going to need an expert here. Someone who knows Gunner on a first-name basis.
The main reason is he's against Silencer. So he doesn't actually have to use BKB to dispel the global silence. And he can also use it to just tank up in the fights. Here comes the big fight. The global comes out. Nice jump here onto the Nyx Assassin. He falls. Gunner pops the DD, trying to find a target. Will just settle for the Tiny instead. Do buyback on Husky here, but these Plague Wards causing such a nuisance. They got this roar, but can't find anyone quite yet. Ooh, will catch Lumiere. In comes the Shadow Step. They get him with the LSA. Gyro goes down, not respecting the damage. Can they actually find more, though? It's not going to happen as Gunnar gets tossed back by Michael. That blink reveal doing work. Now Envy does have to back on out alone. Sacred Michael in pursuit here. They've got an Avatos available. They find him. They send him back into the Poison Nova. Gunnar buybacks into the game, but Envy, he's dead. Will have his own buyback and a Shadow Step available. He's gonna use it. He comes in, he finds alone. Sacred trying to TP out, but caught by the LSA. The double buybacks from Zoomers turn it around as they find 4. And that's gonna be first Roche.
They take Roche off of this one.
Michael God, potentially? Oh no, he just got daggered, okay.
No, Michael.
Gunnar's gonna grab the Aegis after dying and forced to buy back there. Not too bad. Ends up being 5 for 4, favoring 4 Zoomers, but they did have to buy back 3. Did end up being very valued though. To get Roche on and the mid tower off of this.
Yeah, exactly. You go down again, you're in a little bit of a rough place the next couple of minutes, but this is the time that you were aiming for to take a fight that wasn't ideal after completing the Egg and Scepter on Spectre and this BKB on Lina. Would have, I think, lost you the game. You had to buy back and successfully take that fight there. Lumiere getting blown up there was a pretty big mistake. Like, yes, they ended up throwing themselves a little bit out of position to go for it. They end up losing Lina, but the Gyrocopter is much more farm than Lina is right now. I thought that he'd go back for a BKB after having that happen to him, but instead, he's just going to queue up a Satanic of his own. So he wants to stand his ground in these team fights, heal up as fast as possible. They have a Vessel right now. They do
There's
not.
the Vessel on Venomancer, but not on the Zoomers.
They're going to need one.
Actually,
Either
smoke
that or,
up. They want to fight with this Aegis. They're looking. They don't have vision here in their own base. They will see Sacred, though. And if Husky manages to close the gap and get on top of him, which it looks like he will, that's a huge way to start the fight. The Shadow Step comes out. Haunt up in 1. They might continue the chase here as the dagger makes its way on over to Michael. The Haunt does end up coming out. There's the Global Silence. And Michael will TP out as a result, but Gunnar, he does not want to stop. Silencer, he's out. Okay, really good disengage here from the side of Infamous.
One ultimate for another. You're forced to leave from this one. You lose the Venomancer there. I mean, you're closing the net worth gap at the moment on Zoomers. You're taking advantage of this Aegis. Like, your ideal target to go on would be this Lina, especially if the BKB is off of cooldown. They're going to keep going here on Zoomers. They're invading the triangle without Venomancer. I mean, he's a huge part of their damage right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Moo's got the Overlord creep as well. And with Aegis on Lina, you feel very strong. Like, the only real cooldown you have is Haunt, but Shadow Step does allow this Spectre to fight very often. And that is one of the benefits of this Aghanim Scepter. So he's actually gone back for the Blade Mail now. And with this Ags, I mean, Envy can basically farm on the other side of the map, and there it is. The Shadow Step on over. They find the Gyrocopter without the BKB, like we talked about the reload in. Gunnar gonna be able to finish him up, pops the BKB. They get the kill. Beastmaster, the next one to fall, but Excel on the Silencer, just getting chunked by Gunnar here. He's looking for more, trying to get on top of Alone, but he's not gonna find him. Husky will be the next target. The Toggle! Oh my god. The toy on forward. He finds the Invoker, and it's enough. What a play by Husky.
You see what that was there?
It was the Tumbler toy.
Yeah, the Tumbler toy, and then he punished him by hitting him with the Witchblade. So
yeah.
He toggled his Spike Carapace as he was walking away and sent him for even longer.
That was such a sick play by Husky, and now Gunnar just gonna say, see ya. Goes top. Envy, you can finish the tower, sir. And this is the pace that the Zoomers are setting with this. It's not something you expect when you see a Spectre on a lineup, but with this first item Ags, it kind of works.
I mean, Gyrocopter getting extended up the entire duration of, well, as soon as he got roared, he tried to pop it Satanic immediately after, but instead up by the Light Strike Ray, he just was not going anywhere. Despite the fact that he's got almost 3,000 HP, he's not able to stand his ground. And, yeah, they don't need to rely on this Haunt to get around. They've got Shadow Step as well. They got the IO alongside Gunnar here, who's feeling pretty tanky too. I mean, this is what they went for the other day, right?
Yeah.
They went for this,
you have just a lot of global presence is the thing, right? Like, anytime there's this, like, IO with an Aghanim Scepter on the Spectre, like, if this Nyx Assassin finds anything, you suddenly have 4 heroes there. If he's able to find, like, a single good hero out of position, it's just going to be a pick-off.
Yeah. Now the net worth is evened out. This was incredibly hard earned off the laning phase for Infamous. I mean, Envy was completely shut down at the start. Now they've recovered it.
Absolutely, and Gunner, I mean, he's about to catch Lumiere on this gyrocopter.
I mean, 4 Zoomers have a pretty significant XP advantage right now as well. They've got 5,000, or yeah, 5,000 up.
And there goes the top tier 2, opening up the outpost. Moo makes quick work of that with the Black Dragon. This ancient creep is way too good. All right, smoke up, gonna get popped once again. Excel catches an LSA, the Haunts comes out. Envy looking for them all up on the backside. The question is, does he want to go in? The dagger will catch the gyro. Without the BKB, he needs to be careful. Lumiere, the tumbler toy forward into a 2-man, and Bailey ends up finding the Invoker. They don't even know, but Lumiere pops the Satanic, trying to keep himself alive. Nice disarm there coming in from Invoker. They're holding gyro in place. Gunner, does he have the damage with the DD? It's gonna be enough. He's standing his ground. The roar comes out. He catches Invoker. Sacred goes down. It's a 5-man wipe. The Zoomers clean up big once again.
Only person they lose there is Envy, and the Satanic going to work, keeping the Lina alive, allowing her to stand her ground and auto attack. I mean, the Spirit Vessel came in off onto her, but it didn't matter. Survived all of Venomancer's damage. You tried to jump on top of him. The gyrocopter getting used up at the start of that team fight as well. Who's it that Nixie's has to throw the Yules onto it the moment he threw out the Satanic? They just have answers for everything that Infamous is throwing at them at the moment. The fight started in the worst way possible as well. The Science are getting caught out and didn't have buyback up. I think he didn't have buyback available because he didn't have, or he spent money on a Glimmer Cape recipe.
Michael, there it is. Tumbler toy into the Spike Carapace. Dude, Husky is making such incredible plays with this jungle item. Not what you would expect.
Yeah, that slight jump really throws you off. You're not really sure. You're not able to dodge it out in time.
It's like having a baby Force staff on Nyx. Like, it's pretty huge.
Trent was actually going off about this one on his stream. He feels like it's
Shadow Step on the bottom side of the map. Envy finds Lumiere. The global silence comes through. They've got everything available. Spectre just getting turned on, and Envy, he might go down. The mech in, the saves from Z-Freak. The backside of the fight is just going to be Husky surrounded by 4, just throwing his body at them instead. Envy maybe a little bit too optimistic on that jump there.
Yeah, but it forced them to use global silence. They get out thanks to Z-Freak. Doesn't end up going down. So honestly, you look at it that way, it's not so bad if you only lose Husky from it.
Yeah, and it is just a Shadow Step. It's back off cooldown. It's only 30 seconds, so if Envy dies there, it's very bad. But he managed to get out thanks to the saves there from Z-Freak on this IO, who does have the Guardian Greaves completed now.
Money to burn.
Heal is even bigger. Next, I imagine, will come that
Holy Locket.
Yeah, Holy Locket. Actually, no, he's gonna go for the Aghanim shard. I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense.
This
like
shard is so good.
Stunning people as he goes through them.
And Gunner,
Especially
he's
when you're
picked up
paired
the
up with
Chrysalis, going for the Daedalus now, and this is like that right-click, super high damage Lina, especially after you pick up the level 20 talent. The extra attack speed and movement speed goes a long way. And suddenly a 6k gold advantage as Lina takes the top net worth position.
Gyrocopter at this point now going back for that BKB that we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely needs it.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to go for it this game. I think he was trying to avoid it by any means necessary.
Never mind. I thought there was something breaking out in the mid lane. Fake hype.
No.
Don't worry about it.
No. I think you're pretty real, Ricky.
Oh, thanks, man.
Minus the fact that you haven't seen Ginyu Force for, what, 20 years?
I'm not that old.
That's,
Jesus.
That's fake as hell. You are that old. I don't mean to alarm you, but do you know what year Dragon Ball Z came out?
Like the 80s?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Also not correct.
I don't know, dude. I was in the 90s at some point.
It's all a blur for you.
Who remembers, really?
I don't remember the state of this game, man.
Costly.
7k never. Weren't Infamous winning at one point?
Yeah, if you just open that graph, you can see we're starting to climb the Empire State Building right now.
All right, it's cut off here. Like, it's finally flattened out after numerous not so bueno fights.
Flattening the curve, PogChamp?
see if they can actually take a fight into them. Roche respawn is near max duration, so I think that does favor Infamous a little bit. It gives Gyrocopter a chance to finish up the BKB. If it respawned instantly, I think there's no way to take a fight in the pit. Now,
this is like really funny in the mid lane. We're basically just watching Brax like constantly cut the wave with the Black Dragon, for which the oh my god, Moo constantly cutting the mid wave with the Black Dragon, for which there's like no real answer, and then they do the exact same thing with the Tiny on the other side of the tree line, and there's nothing that they can do. They actually
Brax,
smoke up.
Please give Ricky a call. He misses you.
I do miss Brax. What a gentleman. The smoke up here from Infamous going for the wraparound. If they find the IO, it's a great way to start the fight, but they've all made it up onto the high ground here. The Haunt comes out. They find them all. Envy just like, nope, I want no business in here. But a lot of damage just done by these illusions.
Nope.
Roshan's still not up, 44 seconds. And as a result of this rotation, Zoomer's just gonna tunnel down this mid lane tier 2, and they get it without issue at all. They're gonna go right up onto the high ground. They're gonna force them back. They're like, okay, you want to try and go for a wraparound, a nice gank? Well, back to your base, sir. Shadow Step out to the other side of the map. They find the gyro with the dive bomb. In comes dive bomb number 2. He has the BKB available. Can he actually get it up? Husky with the impale. He catches him. They gotta get help onto the gyro. He finally pops the Satanic and that BKB, turning it around, but the damage just coming in from Gutter is too much for them to deal with. The roar comes through, doing so much work. 3 heroes dead. They just tap out. The GG is there.
That was such a brilliant play there by Zoomers. The moment they saw that the entire enemy team was sitting on the triangle, I mean, they hesitated for half a move before coming up with a plan there. They go, okay, they're sitting behind the towers there. Probably used a couple TPs to get over this. Some of them might be able to head back to base, but if we just barrel down the mid lane, we can punish them for that. And Spectre's able to get on top of them incredibly easily. I was able to get on top of them pretty easily. Didn't even have to use relocate there. So as soon as they're separated, boom, just run at the gyrocopter. And BKB didn't end up saving me. Couldn't stay on top of the Niche Assassin. Couldn't out-damage Lena's heal with the BKB with his own damage. I mean, it was just brilliant, amazingly executed there by Zoomers.
Yeah, I mean, those are the types of like actual game-winning decisions, right, that you don't see out of every team. And yeah, like you said, it was just absolutely brilliant. They just capitalize on Infamous and their positioning, and then just literally wins them the game, and just that easy. And Zoomer started off strong today. They got 4 games back to back, so a good way for them to start this one out for sure.
That is very rough, man. I mean, I was on Infamous's side that entire game. I was thinking about, all right, as long as you play this fairly quickly, you can punish Envy for going slow. Egg and Scepter ability, you can punish Gunner for going straight BOTs, then into BKB after that. But they managed to slow them down enough, and once they had the tools to take these fights, they more than happily ran into Infamous, took these successful team fights, and Lumiere didn't really get a chance to pop off in the fights himself. I think his damage was a little bit underwhelming as a gyrocopter this game. In fact, yeah, it was only like 19k. They couldn't get their hands on any of these 4 Zoomer heroes. The fights were always dictated by them.
Yeah, I think the BKB coming out so late might have slowed down his damage numbers in the mid game, and Zoomers, like, they turned on the gas so fast, right? Like, that's one of the benefits of this lineup. Is the reason they go this Aghanim Scepter on the Spectre, and it, yeah, really well executed. But we've got so much Dota in the tank today. We're gonna be back after just a short break, everyone, so stay tuned for more here on Beyond the Summit. It's Pro Series season number 8. We got game 2 of 4 Zoomers and Infamous coming up. We'll see you in a bit.